Thank you so much, Catherine. I'm Karim Bardeesy, also a member of Parliament for Tayakon Parkdale High Park. I'd like to welcome my colleagues in the Liberal, Conservative, and Bloc caucuses who are here, as well as all the other distinguished guests, and also say thank you to those who serve the meals and will be cleaning up after we're gone. So je vais en parler de la recherche et la politique scientifique, mais premièrement, quelques mots à propos du CSPC et de Mehrdad et son équipe. What has been built here over 16 years is truly incredible, and it's something that to be proud of, not only in Canada, but in the international science landscape. I think this is a very important achievement to bring together this community and academics who don't always... academics who have lots of opinions. And apparently that started in 2009 with 13 panels. And now this conference has over 1,000 attendees, 65 panels, I understand. And what I appreciate, especially about CSPC, and I want to say something about Mehrdad in particular, is a truly even-handed, a truly generous, open approach. It is very easy when you're in any policy area, when you're in any profession, to get really committed to the perspective that you think is the right one, and to create a platform that allows this true spirit of scientific inquiry to also inform science policy, I think is something that's very important. The way the CSPC does its work with its commissions and panels in a very collaborative way, I think is something to commend more broadly. And I know that spirit is present in this room and will be present in the next couple of days of your deliberations. And in Mehrdad in particular, you have someone who is a passionate champion. And, you know, all the best things in our country need an advocate. The poor need an advocate. The rich can afford their advocates often. But science needs an advocate, and science needs an advocate who is on a daily basis speaking on your behalf while you're doing a bunch of other really important pieces of work. And in Mehrdad, you have someone, and in CSPC, you I think have an organization that is truly committed in the best possible sense, that they just want what is best for Canada, and it is represented in all kinds of ways. I believe, and I'll talk about some of these pieces in a minute, but I believe that some of the things that we have been doing as a government, and I'm joined by, I'm a new MP, and I'm also joined here by Guillaume Deschênes-Thériault and Jennifer McKelvey, and I think Aslam Rana is another member of the Liberal caucus who's confirmed tonight. We are all new Liberal MPs, and I'm going to talk a bit about what our agenda is in a minute. But the overall agenda, where science is something we can talk about it positively, where it is something where when Prime Minister Carney, when Minister Joly says, we want to make these investments, that comes from a supportive ecosystem, that comes from an organization that has been saying every day for 16 years how important this is. And so I think CSPC, you deserve a lot of credit for where we are today. La recherche elle-même, c'est évident que c'est important pour notre gouvernement. Et j'espère que vous venez de voir dans les semaines qui viennent de passer et l'année qui vient de passer que notre engagement, c'est fort, c'est clair. Nous avons fait les investissements dans le budget de 2024. Les investissements historiques qui nous a aidés à se rétablir dans la chasse, la chance mondiale de recherche. Other moves, like les autres parts comme l'accession à Horizon Europe. Et maintenant, avec notre nouveau gouvernement, quel que soit les choix particuliers, les choses qu'on a décidé de faire de moyens positifs, quand il y avait d'autres choix. Le choix de faire un plus grand investissement dans le talent, dans les chercheurs internationaux, pour les attirer avec une stratégie la plus grande du monde. Nous pensons d'attirer les chercheurs, les centaines de chercheurs à tout niveau, dans tous les dans tous les affaires, soit c'est les sciences dures, la science des santé ou les sciences humaines et les humanités, toutes sortes de niveaux dans la carrière. Mais aussi, c'est pas seulement ça. Ça, c'était le grand nouvelle du budget du côté de recherche, mais aussi les investissements en défense et la recherche en défense. Aussi les investissements dans les étudiants internationaux at the postgraduate level. Very specific choice that was made to make sure that international graduate students were exempted from some of the levels plan to make sure that, including people in this room, can continue to practice and continue to give back to Canada, as well as give back with their research. So some major choices were made. And in this community, and again, it takes 16 years of work at the CSPC. It also takes the moment that we've been in. Oh, I'm sorry, I just see Dr. Yoshek here. Helena Yoshek, also chair of the Canada-Polish Friendship Group, and a major voice for science and research in her past work as Chief Medical Officer of Health in Markham region, in York region. And so we have in this room, in fact, with our MPs anyway, people who are committed to evidence and to science. And the moment of these investments that I'm speaking about is a moment in which these kinds of investments, in fact, the very case for science is being questioned by some. And it's being questioned, we know, primarily south of the border, but the influence operations that comes from all those who would question science reach deep into all levels of society in Canada and around the world, and including perhaps people that you engage with every day. This is there's a very worrying trend here. And so to make these investments is a very strong statement, I think, of your government, that we believe in science, that we believe in research, and not only that we believe that this is an engine not just of prosperity, but it's an engine of sovereignty. So we're going to be celebrating today a number of award winners in science policy, the Youth Award, the Trailblazer Award, the Lifetime Achievement Award. And so that's just where I want to conclude. We're not just celebrating in this room the work of science. You do that every day. The passion that exists in this room, wherever it came from, whether it came from a chess competition that you competed in at an early age, and that sparked that spirit of competitiveness or discovery. I remember the Goss and Fermat competitions that I used to compete in that got me into an undergraduate math program and then got me out of an undergraduate math program. The different science fairs that you may have participated in, the mentorship that maybe you're doing, that maybe you're giving back because you in turn were mentored by someone. Those are really important things to celebrate and to mark and to continue to give back every day. But we're not just celebrating science for its own sake. We are celebrating science policy. We're celebrating the need for good science policy as an engine for what is good about Canada. Earlier today, we spent some time looking at the recent Canada Council of the Academy's report on the state of science, research and innovation in Canada. And you know that if you participated in that conversation, or if you saw Ivan Semyonik's Globe and Mail article, that some of the conditions are quite good, some of the stats are quite good, and those investments, that commitment that the government of Canada has made, I think, is going to help maintain or put us even further ahead in some of those areas. But you also know that there are some areas where we are falling a bit behind. And if a good science policy is going to connect truly with Canadians, then it has to be more fundamental. And it's about some of the most pressing human needs we have right now. And it's about some of those most pressing needs that we have discovered are important and that science is an answer to. And in particular, it's those fundamental human needs for freedom and for a sense of national sovereignty. We know in this room that science and research is only possible with a sense, with certain base levels of freedom and with the sense that we are sovereign as a country. And we have been turned on to the needs for freedom and national sovereignty. But good science and good science policy can do even more. It can actually create more freedom and can create more of a feeling of national sovereignty for all of us. And so as you continue your deliberations in the next couple of days, let me just share that you have a government of Canada that has your back, that is so committed to the scientific and research enterprise that we think it is not only a driver of economic good, and not only it's a driver of good lives, a driver of discovery, but is actually fundamental to our freedom and to our sovereignty as a country. Thank you.